research studies showed, and we're not going to get into that, I'll leave that stuff up to Bob. But quantum studies and research studies show that the human body, we're more than just skin and bones. We're so much more than that. And we're proving that religion was right. Science and research is finally catching up to what the belief system is in our religions. That we're more than just our skin and bones. That we have a direct connection to this thing called God. And of course, here at New Thought, we decide what that is, because we can make our own minds up on that. And so that in spite of all the laws of biology and physics, we transcend all that. That we can literally go to source and have things have our own way. So this month, we accept the fact that we have this pulsating energy that we are. And Greg Braden, I love Greg Braden, he came to us and he said this. He said, if emotion and feelings create the choices that we make in our life, then we've got to become that which we want to experience. We need to be that which you want to be. It was kind of interesting, I thought of that, because a lot of times we're counseling people, and many of you counsel your friends and neighbors. And so if a person wants to experience abundance, but their feeling is lack and needy, then that connection to spirit it's not a good conversation. Because what we're doing on that is, I want to experience abundance, but I'm downtrodden, I've got this dark shadow over my head, the bills I can't pay, all this nonsense is in our minds. And so what we're communicating, because we're always communicating with source, what we're communicating is this. Needy is good. Give me many opportunities to experience being needy. Do you agree with this? Yeah. And the same with things like, oh gosh, if I want to have tremendous relationships. I can't imagine why I'm always attracting people who beat me up when I get married. And so what happens, they go through a divorce and they end up being with someone who beats them up when they're married. And so it's the same type of thing with relationships. We can't put in mind and be paranoid and negative towards relationships if we want to experience a loving relationship. It doesn't work that way. So if I want to be abundant financially, have tremendous relationships, I need to put myself in that place. I need to somehow figure out, what does it feel like to be abundant? What does it feel like to have as much money as I ever want? What does that feel like? And that's what I hang my hat on. And the universe must respond. Anyway, we're winding this up by saying this. This last week, what I decided to do was do some, checking in on the thoughts in my head and the thoughts of other people. In other words, you kind of overhear the statements that we're making to spirit. Have you ever done that for yourself? I've done it for myself, and I experienced it this morning. One of the things I ever heard Angelo say is this: I'm not technology oriented, and everything I touch turns to. What happened this morning? It didn't work. The walking mic doesn't work. Did I create that? I don't know. Mysteriously, maybe I did. And then I was thinking about other people who have come to me with their own little situations. I wrote a few of them down real quick there. When I go away on vacation, something always happens. I'm not going to mention the person who's in the audience who said that to me just recently, this last week. But the bottom line is something did happen. Because if we put that in mind, and we do it with energy. Like last time I went on vacation, the pipes all burst and my house was flooded when I got home. So what do? You think about that, and what does it do? It builds the energy, the emotion, my God. And so what we're doing is, when we put that statement, every time I leave, something happens, and the universe wants to respond, and it does. And the one that I just said, when I use equipment, any equipment, it always breaks. That's mine. The weatherman, I do this a lot. The weatherman is never correct. It's always warmer than he predicts. Have you ever used that? Yeah. When I go to the store, the clerk always charges me more than he should. I'm always late for a meeting, and I usually forget the agenda. Those are the kind of things that we say. But what I've got to think about this is this: that if all this is correct, then if it's all correct, then there's 6 billion people on the planet. And if universe, and we all think 50,000 thoughts for each of us, my God, wouldn't this be a chaotic mess if the universe provided us manifestations on everything we think? But the universe doesn't. Thank God for that, huh? But what it does is it's got a sense of humor. So I put down a few things to show that it does have a sense of humor. And we don't always say what we mean, nor sometimes do we mean what we say. We do weird things. And I put down a few things that's kind of interesting here. And I'll read some of them to you. I love newspaper headlines. Do you ever look at headlines? They're very cool. Man jumps off 2nd Street Bridge. Neither the jumper or the body was found. And this one was very recent. Studies reveal those without insurance die more often. If I don't have insurance, I'm going to die a lot. Typhoon rips through cemetery, hundreds dead. And this was not too long ago with the shuttle, the last flight. After detour to California, shuttle returns to Earth. And I really love this one. This is really cool. Fried chicken cooked in microwave wins trip.